These actors tried to stay serious, but failed so hard they broke the whole scene. From Ross screaming "pivot" to Joey wearing all of Chandler's clothes, these are the 10 funniest moments where actors just couldn't stop laughing during filming, and we have all the clips to prove it. Let's kick things off with one of the most famous TV moments ever. Okay, so if you've ever watched Friends, you definitely remember the pivot scene. It's one of the funniest moments in the whole series. In this episode, Ross buys a new couch and refuses to pay the delivery fee, so he ropes in Rachel and Chandler to help carry it up the stairs to his apartment. Now here's the fun part. The staircase is super narrow, and they're struggling hard to turn the couch around the corner. Ross keeps yelling, "Pivot, pivot," like it's some magic word that will make everything easier.
Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!
But it doesn't help at all. And things get worse the more he shouts it. What made this scene so legendary is not just how funny it was to us watching, but how the cast just couldn't stop laughing while filming it. David Schwimmer was trying to stay serious, but Matthew Perry completely lost it. You can even see him trying to look away to avoid laughing. And Jennifer Aniston, Rachel, is just standing there pretending to hold the couch while trying not to crack up. If you thought yelling "pivot" was wild, wait until you see actual chaos break out in an office fire drill. The office is known for its wild and totally ridiculous cold opens, but the fire drill scene might be the craziest of them all. It all starts with Dwight getting mad that no one listened to his fire safety presentation, so he decides to do something extreme.
Today, smoking is gonna save lives.
He starts an actual fire drill by heating the door handles and causing real panic in the office. People go absolutely nuts. Angela throws her cat into the ceiling, which later falls through. Oscar climbs into the ceiling, Kevin breaks the vending machine, and Stanley has a heart attack. It's total chaos. But what makes this scene so iconic is how much the cast struggled to keep a straight face. Behind the scenes, John Krasinski and Jenna Fischer were laughing so hard during filming that they kept ruining takes. Steve Carell also had a tough time, especially when trying to deliver his lines with a serious face while everything around him was blowing up. But now let's go from fire drills to a Star Wars rant that literally no one asked for. This scene from Parks and Recreation is totally insane, in the best way. Patton Oswalt plays a random citizen who tries to stop a vote by doing a filibuster, which means he has to talk non-stop. What makes it hilarious is that he improvised the whole thing. Instead of something serious, he starts going on and on about Star Wars, Marvel superheroes, and even random sci-fi stuff. He talks for 7 full minutes, combining all these wild ideas like Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit and Thanos meeting Luke Skywalker, and he doesn't stop once. The funniest part is watching Amy Poehler and the crew trying not to laugh. You can actually see some of them turning away or covering their mouths to hide it. It's just so ridiculous and unexpected. But nothing beats a guy in a tiny shirt banging a cowbell like his life depends on it. This Saturday Night Live sketch is famous because everyone kept laughing, especially Jimmy Fallon. The sketch is about a band recording a song, and Will Ferrell plays a super intense guy banging a cowbell. But the thing is, Will is wearing a tiny, too-tight shirt, and he's dancing all wild while hitting the cowbell like his life depends on it. It's so weird and funny that Fallon totally loses it. You can literally see him covering his face to hide his laughter. Christopher Walken, who plays the producer, keeps saying, "I need more cowbell," in a serious voice, and that just makes everything worse, or better. The more Will dances and bangs that cowbell, the harder it gets for anyone to stay serious. By the end, everyone's barely holding it together. Fallon breaks character completely, but honestly, that just made it funnier. Alright, let's take that chaotic energy and drop it into an all-out street fight between news anchors. If you've seen Anchorman, you know it's super silly, but the news team fight scene takes it to a whole other level. In the movie, all the local news teams in the city randomly meet in a parking lot and start fighting like it's some epic action movie. But the twist? It's completely improvised and full of weird weapons. You've got guys fighting with tridents, flaming torches, even a net. It's so over the top and random that the actors couldn't stop laughing during filming. Will Ferrell is trying to act serious as Ron Burgundy, but it's impossible with Steve Carell yelling nonsense and throwing grenades for no reason. Paul Rudd also brings the chaos, using a cologne bottle like a weapon. Every time they tried to film the fight, someone would start cracking up, either because of a dumb line or the crazy weapons being used. From crazy weapons to superhero suits, get ready for the Avengers to completely lose it behind the scenes. You'd think filming the Avengers would be all serious since it's full of action scenes, but the blooper reel tells a different story. These superheroes mess up a lot, and it's hilarious. Chris Hemsworth drops his hammer mid-scene. Robert Downey Jr. keeps forgetting his lines, and Chris Evans breaks into laughter during serious moments. The timing of some lines is so off, and sometimes someone adds a random noise or weird reaction, and the whole scene falls apart. One of the funniest moments is when Scarlett Johansson totally messes up a landing move and just lays on the floor laughing. Another time, Downey Jr. tries to walk away all cool, but trips on his own suit. You can also tell they're all good friends behind the scenes because they joke around like crazy. They make fart noises, dance between takes, and just have a blast. Even the big battle scenes were filled with mistakes and laughter. Now let's check out a cop scene that was anything but normal. The police car scenes in Superbad are some of the funniest in the whole movie. Bill Hader and Seth Rogen play two super chill and super weird cops who end up hanging out with a high school kid named McLovin. Almost all of their lines were improvised, which made everything even funnier. The part where they let McLovin shoot the gun or drive the police car is so random, and Jonah Hill couldn't handle it. He kept laughing during takes, especially when Hader started saying weird stuff in a super serious tone. Sometimes the actors were trying so hard not to laugh that they literally had to turn away from the camera. Jonah Hill later said those scenes were some of the hardest to film without bursting out laughing. The jokes were awkward on purpose, and that's what made it hilarious. The cops acted like clueless big kids, and the teen actors were just reacting naturally. The mix of awkward, weird, and totally random made this scene unforgettable. If you think cops letting a teen fire a gun was crazy, wait till you see Joey wearing 20 layers of clothes just for revenge. This scene from Friends is one of the most unforgettable moments ever. It starts with Chandler hiding Joey's underwear and Joey getting mad. So what does Joey do? He walks into the apartment wearing all of Chandler's clothes at once. Every single layer. No underwear, just layers and layers of shirts and pants. When Joey walks in like that, the whole studio probably lost it. And then, to make it worse, or better, he starts doing lunges and says, "Could I be wearing any more clothes?"
I better not do any, lunges. Okay.
The moment is gold. Matt LeBlanc completely nails it, and Matthew Perry is standing there trying so hard not to laugh. You can even see Jennifer Aniston trying to hide her smile. It was so silly, so random, and so perfectly acted that everyone just broke down laughing during filming. The whole cast had such good chemistry that even little jokes like this turned into iconic TV history. From layers of clothes to layers of laughter, let's see how Brooklyn Nine-Nine turned cold opens into total comedy gold. If you've ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know the cold opens are some of the funniest parts of the show. These are the short scenes before the theme song where the characters usually do something super random or hilarious. And a lot of the time, Andy Samberg is the one causing all the chaos. What makes these scenes even better is that Stephanie Beatrice, who plays the super serious and scary Rosa, keeps breaking character. In real life, she's actually really fun and bubbly, so trying to keep a straight face while Andy is doing weird impressions or singing with the suspects is almost impossible for her. There are tons of bloopers where she starts laughing in the middle of a scene, and even Terry Crews joins in. Andy's improv is so unpredictable that no one knows what he's going to say next. Sometimes he makes a weird face or throws in a joke that wasn't in the script, and the whole cast cracks up. And finally, let's end with some elves and dwarves. Yep, even in epic battles, these guys couldn't stop laughing. In The Lord of the Rings, Legolas and Gimli have this awesome rivalry where they compete over everything, especially how many enemies they can kill. Their banter is a big part of what made the intense battle scenes feel lighter and more fun. But behind the scenes, filming those scenes was a whole different story. Orlando Bloom and John Rhys-Davies kept laughing during takes, especially during the counting kills moments. Whenever one of them said a line like, "That still only counts as one," they couldn't help but break character and giggle like kids. Sometimes it wasn't even the dialogue, just the way they looked at each other or reacted was enough to ruin the scene. Even with all the makeup, armor, and epic war scenes happening around them, these two were cracking up over the silliest stuff. They had to reshoot a bunch of times because they couldn't stop laughing, and honestly, it just shows how much fun the cast had filming such an intense movie that behind-the-scenes laughter made their on-screen friendship feel even more real. Which scene made you laugh the most? Let us know in the comments. And make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next laugh attack.